Okay, so once the rendering has finished, we're now ready to export or share our movie. So just make sure you've gone to File and Save. And then we're just going to click onto our Share tab on the top right. And the first option we're going to take a look at is just saving the file down to your personal computer. So if you click Personal Computer, and the easiest option, if you're then going to burn this to DVD or Blu-ray, is to select MPEG. Then from the presets, select your maximum quality, which for this particular video is 1920 by 1080 at 25 frames a second. That's exactly the same as the project settings we initially selected. Now we just need to give the project a name, so Arctic Adventure. Then we'll save that in our desktop, just click OK, and then all we need to do is click Save, and that'll save that file down to our desktop. Then if we want to burn that to DVD or Blu-ray, it's pretty much ready to go, or we can play that back on our desktop. Now if you're going to post your video online, then it's a good idea to choose a streaming format such as Adobe Flash Video, and that will give you an FLV which you can play back in Adobe Media Player. Adobe Flash is basically a web format, so ideal for playing on the internet. Alternatively, you can save it as an AVI. Again, you need to select the type of presets that you want, say Microsoft AVI, and that will play nicely on a PC, or you can save that down, and it's a good format if you know that you want to re-edit what you've done. Another option is Windows Media. Now this is ideal for playback on a Windows machine, and below that you have QuickTime, which is ideal if you want to save that down onto for playback on an Apple Mac. Below that you also have two other options, which is Image, so you can export still images from your video, and also Audio if you just want to export the audio from your video. So those are the sort of the basic options for saving down to your computer. What you'll often hear when people talk about video is codecs and wrappers. Now wrapper is basically these titles here, so your Adobe Flash Video, your MPEG, your AVI, and that's the file extension that you will see at the end of your video. So for example, if I save this down as a QuickTime, it would have a file extension of .mov, and the sample file that you can find on the CD this month will be a quicktime.mov file. Now the codec will come underneath that, so when we select our presets, we can either select the two presets that are here, or if you want to get a little bit more advanced, we can click the Advanced button, and we've got a whole list of new options that we can select. And under the QuickTime settings, we have our video codec. Now, standard for QuickTime these days is H.264, and that basically enables all sorts of playback. But if I click on there, we'll suddenly see a whole series of other codecs that we can choose from. And the thing with the codec, basically, they're different types of compression. So if I click that, we'll actually see that somewhere in this list we have motion video or MPEG video and motion JPEG, and we're all familiar with JPEG because it's an image format, and motion JPEG uses similar compression but it's for video. Here we've also got DVPAL, which anyone who's familiar with high-end video editing will have come across DVPAL before, and as you can see there's a whole series of other codecs and compressions that you use there. But the standards these days are H.264, or if you select Windows, then just use one of the proprietary Windows codecs. But really you don't have to worry too much about that until you get into really sharing your video outside of online services and DVD. So if I just click Cancel there and back, we'll just have a look at a couple of the other options for sharing your videos. Probably one of the easiest is through disk. All you do is click disk. Then it'll give you the option as to whether you want to burn your movie file to a DVD or a Blu-ray. So you just select whichever of those you want. Now most computers these days are equipped with a DVD burner. And then basically you just select burn to disk, give your disk a name, burner location, that's basically your normal DVD drive, and as soon as you put your DVD in, where it says media not present at the moment, as soon as it recognises a blank DVD, it'll be ready to burn. And then to set the sequence off, all you do is click burn, and then you can play that back in a DVD player. Alternatively, if you want the world to see your videos and you want to upload those to a website, just click online and it'll have two different options. The first is YouTube. If you click next, you'll then get the option to enter in your YouTube username and password, and signing up to YouTube is completely free. Then as soon as you've entered your username and password, click next, choose the format you'd like to upload, and it'll upload it ready for others to view on your YouTube website. Just cancel that, click online again. The other option is to upload it to your own website, so as long as you know your FTP details, and you can get those from your service provider, just enter those in, and again choose your format, click next, and it'll upload directly to your website. Very, very handy if you do own your own website and upload a lot of video. And final two choices are mobile phones and players, so that you can basically transfer them to your mobile phone and play back. And the last option is tape, and in order to use this you do need a specialist DV tape recorder, and you'll need to have that wired into your computer, and it all gets very complicated. So probably best just to leave that option completely alone. So that's your basics of sharing your movies. Now if you want to go one stage further with the disk burning, you can click disk menus. Then with the trial version, or when you first install Premiere Elements, you've got a very basic DVD template that you can use. And with that you basically drag and drop it onto your main movie area. Then you can select your movie background and your audio, and basically you've got some very basic DVD menus, and that basically means that when you pop your DVD into your DVD player, you can set it up so you've got quite a nice menu system in order to look and view your movie. Just click done to that, go back to organise. Now one of the big problems with shooting video with your DSLR is the amount of space that footage takes up on your computer. So you've got really two options. You can either buy huge amounts of storage space to store it all on, or you can use Premiere Elements archive feature. So once you've finished creating your movie, you've edited it, and you've used all of the clips that you want, just go up to File and Project Archiver. This will then look through your project, check what files you've actually used, and give you two basic options. The first one, Archive Project, and this will only include the media that's used within the timeline of your movie. All other data will be erased. The second option is Copy Project, and this will include everything that you have stored in that initial download. So if we select Archive Project, then in Project Location, select a new location as your archive folder, and this will often be an external hard drive. And once you've finished that, you can click OK. After the process is finished and it's copied all those files over to your archive folder, you can then delete your project folder or your videos folder which had all the original files in. And then that means you can go back to that archive folder at any point, reopen the project and re-edit it as you want. If you use the first option, you'll only have the clips that were used within the timeline. If you use Copy Project, then that'll transfer all of your video clips over to your archive folder and obviously take up a lot more space. So just cancel that. Make sure I just do a final save, so I save the project down. And basically that's how to get started with editing your DSLR video footage within Premiere Elements.